What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the collective clips where you already know we toss. Brother, we toss, brother. No, we don't toss on a brother, but we toss, brother. If you know what I mean, man. Let's get to the intro. Welcome back to the channel, and if you haven't already hit that like and subscribe button, make sure you go ahead and do that. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun stays kicking, and I appreciate all the support, man. I'm very humbled and appreciative of it for it. Is that how you say it? Appreciative? That's what I am, right? Are you fucking ready, brothers? You got your... What you gonna do when Hulk passes away? But I was the Tweakamaniac, fool, right? Shout out to my boy Roach, rest in peace, and of course Hulk Hogan, rest in peace. Man, I got to thinking yesterday when the Hulkster passed, right? I had a lot of different emotions, man, a lot of different thoughts. I went back to when I was a kid, man. I was like, no, not Hulk Hogan. I didn't do it like little Toro in the dark, right? I just did it in the sunlight, but I was like, not Hulk, right? But I got to remembering about Hulk, and I've told you guys about Hulkwood, right? How that motherfucker was the walking personification of Hulk Hogan if Hulk Hogan was a real wood, brother. If he was a real American, says the N-word, doesn't like Mexicans, right? If he was that, that was him, right? But my boy Roach, he wasn't no Hulkamaniac. He was a Tweakamaniac, brother. Ripping his shirt, right? Ripping his shirt off his shit. For reals, though, man. Let's get into it, right? Hulkster, my boy, was not a Hulkamaniac. He was a Tweakamaniac. And he did not like Hulk Hogan, but he sounded fucking dead on, spot on Hulk, right? And so I remember one time going to his pad, and his mom was there. And his mom literally threw the remote in my lap. I think she just wanted to see my chorra or heard it. But she threw the remote in my... She was like, you can watch whatever you want to watch while you're waiting for Roach to take a shower. I was like, Roach takes showers now? She was like, it's fucking amazing, isn't it? I was like, yeah. One thing I never... We look at... There was plenty of time we got hotel rooms. We went on trips. We did our thing, man. We was out there motherfucking moving and grooving like a Hoover, right? We was pushing. Never seen him take a shower. Didn't understand to what degree that he even understood what cold and hot water was. But whatever. He was taking a shower this day, so she threw the remote on my chorra. It hurt, but I didn't tell her that because there was no way I was going to ever let that Karen fucking see me in agony or pain besides looking at her flat ass and eating her Salisbury steak, which was very unseasoned. But Roach knew that, brother. Anyways, as he's taking a shower, I'm doing my thing, right? And I put on wrestling. Fuck it. Why not? You know what I'm saying? I've been a wrestling fan my whole life. Always been into wrestling. I'm going to watch me some wrestling. So I got the WWF Classics. I'm watching Hulk Hogan beat the Iron Sheik at Madison Square Garden, brother. And all of a sudden I hear Roach. He's like, Mom, where the hell's my fucking suave at? Right? I'm like, damn, bro, you suave. What are you doing here, Mexican, without my knowledge? I was like, look, bro, you're the one that called me to come over. I came over immediately. Well, that's what Mexicans do. When the white man cracks the whip, they whip on over. Hey, brother, I'll be out in a minute. I said, why do you take a shower with the door open? Because, Mom, I need a wash rag. Right? So his mom, don't worry, you motherfucker, I got you. So she's up there taking care of her business. And she's like, God damn, your dick shriveled up. I'm like, what the hell? What kind of white shit is this? Right? So as I'm kicking back, I'm watching wrestling. I'm getting all into it. Hulk Hogan's music hits. He's the winner, right? I go into the fucking him versus Ultimate Warrior. I'm watching the classics. Roach comes down the stairs. Now, Roach didn't know that I was a WWF fan back in the days. Like, you just don't tell the fucking connect that you fucking like wrestling and shit. It's just not something you do in that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Brother, what are you into? Women? Drugs? You know what I'm saying? Prostitutas? What are you into? Brother, I'm into meth. I'm into meth and black women occasionally, but we won't tell the brothers that, right? And so anyways, he comes down the stairs and he watches me watching wrestling. He's like, oh, fuck no, brother. I'm like, what's up, Roach? You like fucking Hulk Hogan and all that bullshit? You know that's fake, right? You know it's fake. I said, you know what's fake? The fact that you never paid me for the last pelota that I sold. No, it ain't fake. That's real, brother. That's real. I really didn't pay you. See, no fakery dickery doc with that, bro. Right? He's like, wait up, I'm gonna go get high. This shit right here just fucked my whole equilibrium up. Fuck my day up. I'll be right back. So he goes into his garage to puff the dragon a little bit, right? He comes out, he's like, so what are you watching? I said, I'm watching Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior. The Ultimate fucking Warrior. I remember that guy. He was all steroided out. He was high as fuck. That motherfucker used to come in and shake ropes and shit. I said, yeah, that was him. I was like, you know about wrestling, bro. I don't act like, well, you know, my kids used to watch that bullshit. I never sat down and watched it. And this fucker right here, let me guess, he's going to rip his fucking shirt off, right? Let me guess, right? I said, yeah, that's what Hulk does, right? I said, Hulk's a motherfucking hero, bro. He's an American, right? Brother, yeah, that dude's not American. No, that brother, you know what I'm saying? You tell that motherfucker if you ever see him, I said, keep the N-word out of his mouth because he ain't a wood, brother. You know what I'm saying? When he tag teamed with that dude, what's that black dude's name? I said, who? The fucking junkyard dog, brother. When he tag teamed with him, it was at that moment I knew, motherfucker, you're not a wood. Wasn't no wood in him. I said, bro, you tag team every night with that black chick, your old lady. Brother, that's different. See, we can do things with black women undercover, but with the black man, that's a fucking different story, brother. You know what? Fuck Hulk Hogan and the handlebar fucking mustache. What does he think he is, a Hell's Angel? So he didn't like Hulk, right? Every time, once he knew I liked wrestling, he would throw jabs at me. We'd be kicking back with some chicks. He'd be like, what you gonna do when my Mexican partner runs wild on you? I was like, you sure know a lot about it, motherfucker, and I didn't even tell you. He's like I said, brother, I mean, you can't deny the fact that motherfucker was popular in the 80s. It was fucking popular. I used to, look at brother, I ain't gonna lie, every time I seen Cyndi Lauper, I got a boner. You know what I'm saying? Girls just wanna have fun, right? And I wanted to have a lot of fun, brother. And then that motherfucker Hulk Hogan and that guy with the rubber bands on his face came in, and I knew at that point, brother, it was going to get fake. See, Cyndi Lauper was real. I was a real Featherwood, brother. She was fucking real life, and I was addicted to some fucking Cyndi Lauper. But as soon as she hooked up with that fucker, fucked it all up. Next thing you know, he's tag teaming with that other motherfucker. What's his name? I said, Mr. T, that part. Hey, he was crazy. Hey, he did not like the Hulkster. He was a tweakomaniac, though. But let me tell you how one time, knowing about Hulk Hogan saved his goddamn life, right? So we're kicking back with some bikers, and we're in Sacramento at Dwarfwood's house. Now, Dwarfwood, he was all into wrestling. Hey, I always wanted to be a wrestler. I said, you can be Doink the Dink, right? Right? He was a little ugly fucker with the swastika on his head. I used to always tell him, hey, you want tacos? I don't fucking like tacos. I said, well, that's all we're eating from here on out. From here to the whole trip to San Diego, we're going to eat fucking tacos, right? I thought we were going to San Bernardino, San Diego, same shit. I didn't know I was a Norteño, and I always thought anything past the grapevine was all the fucking same, right? That's what Norteños are bred to think. We're educated to think, hey, it's all LA, right? So I didn't know. And so I remember I made him suffer. You're going to eat tacos the whole way there. I don't like it. Can we stop at McDonald's? Why? You want a fucking Happy Meal or what? I used to just fuck with him. But he was a cool little dude. Anyway, so we're kicking back with these bikers. And there's a dude that has the big old handlebar mustache like Hulk Hogan. So I ain't gonna lie, I keep looking at it and it's dyed blonde. The rest of his beard's black. He looks like fucking Hollywood Hogan, right? So I'm like, hey, you remind me of that wrestler, bro. And he was like, what fucking wrestler? I said, Hulk Hogan. He's like, yeah, they always tell me that. They tell me I look like Hulk Hogan, right? And then all of a sudden, fucking Roach is like, what you gonna do, brother, when a Mexican says you look like a fucking degenerate white man, a lame white man? What you gonna do? Oh, you're gonna do something to him? You're gonna do it, touch it, do it, right? I'm like, Roach, calm down. You're trying to get me jumped by the fucking Mongols here, bro. Stop. So anyways, the white dude's like, no, bro, I get it a lot. It's funny, man. I used to watch WWF, you know what I'm saying? In fact, bro, if anyone ever tells me it's fake or anything like that, I'll just fuck them up on sight. I say, yeah, exactly. That's the way I feel, bro. I don't care what it is. That shit is real to me, right? He's like, oh, they be really getting fucked up. So we go into this full-blown conversation. A couple other bikers jump in. They're like, oh, bro, you watched that shit. I ain't gonna lie, Miss Elizabeth there, she had ass, right? I was like, she didn't have ass, but she was sculpted perfectly, right? He was like, well, that's one of the finest women I've ever seen in my life. The other day, I was fucking with the chick. She was a brunette. And I was like, come here, Miss Elizabeth. Dig it. I was like, oh, shit. So he knew a lot about wrestling. So Roach is watching us have this conversation, and Roach despises wrestling and despises Hulk Hogan, especially because Hulk Hogan was the face of wrestling, right? So we were there to do a deal with these guys. That's why we went to SAC to pick some shit up from them, right? So we hadn't did the deal yet. Roach is like, all right, bro, I think we should get down to business so we can get the fuck up out of here because you guys are like breaking my eardrums right now. Dude's like, breaking your eardrums how, bro? Right? He was like, no, bro, you guys think you're fucking wrestling addicts or something, you know? Look, brother, I've never been a Hulkamaniac. I've always been a tweakomaniac, right? And dude says, so what are you saying, brother? You're saying Hulk Hogan ain't a good white boy? He's like, I didn't say, well, I have said that in the past, but I'm not saying that now. You know, since he said the N-word and shit, brother, I tend to agree with him to a certain point.
But at the same time, brother, come on, he ain't about that life. His daughter was running around sleeping with black men, brother. That's crazy.
And I swear to God, at that point, I was getting mad because he was disrespecting Hulk. I just wanted to bust out on some real shit and say, hey, bro, well, hold up. Wasn't you the motherfucker that was just knee deep? Or I don't even know if your shits were in a knee. I never seen it, but weren't you just with your black old lady the other day? But I didn't want to put him on blast because you could talk all that shit, but when you say that in front of a wood, they all turn around. They're like,
brother, you're lame for that one.
Right? So I didn't want to do him like that. And so the dude's like, well, I'll tell you right now, brother, if you don't like wrestling, and then why do the white dudes, they call it wrestling?
If you don't like wrestling, then brother, I'm not even being philosophical. I'm being like intentional right now. I can't do business with you, bro. Like I'm truly a fan, bro. Like I'm back in the Ric Flair days, bro. George the Animal Steel, Bruno Sammartino, right? And this dude's like, Roach is like, you just named a whole bunch of fucking dudes that I'd care not to be around, brother. You know what? Let me go hit my pipe, and we could have this conversation. It seemed like Roach always had to hit the pipe because once he hit the pipe, he came back a new man. Then you could say anything, he agreed. You could be like, Roach, you look like a black man. Yeah. I ain't gonna sleep. This is some good shit. I ain't gonna sleep. Yeah, black man, whatever. As long as I'm high,
right? So, anyways, he goes and hits his shit. He comes back, and the other dude's like,
yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I can't fuck with him if he doesn't like wrestling, right? Just can't.
I was like, well, then you can sell me the dope, bro. We can do it like, I'll get the money from him. He's like, no, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's your friend. That's your tag team partner, brother. That's your killer bee. Right? I'm like, oh, nah, right? Roach is going to fuck it up. So I walk over there and I tell Roach, he's hitting the whole pipa, nothing but the pipa. So help him God, right? Please help him God. And he's getting all tweaked out. And I'm like, hey, bro, that fucking dude likes wrestling. We came for nothing, right? He's like,
brother, give me some information.
I was like, man, Hulk Hogan, the greatest thing since fucking Ric Flair, bro. You already know what it is. Heavyweight champion. He did all that, right?
He's like, watch how I do this, brother. So he walks up. He's like, what you gonna do when I'm trying to buy meth off you? And the dude's like, that's what the fuck I'm talking about, brother. He's like, yeah, I was just kidding with you, bro. I fucking love wrestling. I'm a Hulk Hogan fan. Yeah, I like Terry Bollea.
I'm like, I never fucking told him his name was Terry, right? So anyways, we get the dope. We're on the way back. It helped. It increased his stability to that guy. That guy's like, okay, no, that's a real motherfucker. We'll sell him dope. So as we're driving back, and we take fucking Dwarfwood because he's going to stay at Roach's house for a couple days, right? And he's like, man, I don't know why you don't like wrestling, man. That almost fucked everything up. My friends, they like, and I'm like, shut the fuck up before I fucking throw you off the car right there. I'll drop you off at a taco truck surrounded by a whole bunch of paisas and just leave. Dwarfwood was getting on my nerves because I knew that he had tried to get at my tia. We're going to get into a super north thing. I'm going to tell you about that. But anyways, and I was like, ain't no way fucking we want fucking cousins that are that short. Hell nah. You know what I'm saying? We need longevity, not no-gevity. So anyways, I was kind of upset with him. So anything he said, I was like, yeah, whatever. I was trying to pick a fight too because there was one I didn't think I could lose. Period. I'll kick his head off his shoulders. And so as we're riding around with Mini-Me, and he's asking fucking Roach, and Roach is like, you know, brother, I'm gonna be real with you guys. When I was little, I used to watch that shit, brother, and I got very disappointed because I was a big Ricky the Dragon Steamboat fan, brother. And then I found out he was Asian. And I said, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? I could only support white men. So I became a Hulk Hogan fan. I said, wait up, you didn't know Ricky the Dragon Steamboat wasn't white? No, brother, the whole time I thought it was a white man with a dragon until one day I seen him in a karate uniform, and I said, okay, Chuck Norris did it. Fuck it, he can too. And then he was talking about he's from Hawaii and shit. And brother, I don't know about you, but I don't function with the fucking other car, brother. I'm that other car, you know, the right one, which is, say it, dwarf, the white one. Grabbed him by his neck. I said, the what? The wrong one, right? The wrong turn. I said, no, it's all good. Shout out to the Woods. He's like, brother, I used to watch Hulk Hogan, brother. In fact, I was a big Hulkamaniac. I said, Hulkamaniac? Yeah, Hulkamaniac. I was a Hulkamaniac. And you know, but that he fucking disappointed me, brother. He fucking disappointed me because one time I seen him wrestling some big old black dude with a cross-eyed black dude. I said, oh, it's Zeus. Whatever the fuck his name was. I seen him wrestling, and he let that black dude sweat all over him. And it was at that point I knew that right there in the wood, because that's the last thing we ever let do. I said, so you don't get your lady sweat when she's on you? Dwarf was looking at me. He was like, brother, shut the fuck up, brother. Right? And I'm like, oh shit, I thought Dwarfwood knew, right? Dwarfwood's like, no, what? Then I'm gonna beat your ass. He said, oh, I don't know. I said, all right, cool. So we pull up and we keep going in on him, right? And he's like, well, I'll tell you why I don't fuck with him. He's not a good white man. That man, he talking about prayers and vitamins. Well, guess what? I said a lot of prayers and I still turned into a fucking drug addict.
And I took a whole bunch of vitamins, and they kept me up for about 7 days straight.
I said, yeah, because the vitamin you took was not the vitamin he was saying to take.
He just said vitamins, brother. He didn't get technical. You know what I'm saying? So when my uncle said, oh, you want vitamins? Well, here's a vitamin. You got to smoke it, though. And I smoked it, and I've never been off that vitamin ever since. So I blame him for my habit. Hulk Hogan is the whole fucking reason I'm all fucked up. So fuck him and all the different Hulkamaniacs. I said, well, I'm a Hulkamaniac. Well, brother, I'm gonna give you a pass because you're also my business partner. Well, you know what I mean, right?
And little fucking Dwarfwood. I used to like Hulk Hogan. I said, we don't give a fuck who you used to like. You know what I'm saying? You look like Dink the Clown. Get out of here. So I had I'll tell you what happens. So anyways, Roach is like, you keep on talking shit to Dwarfwood. Dwarfwood's gonna fuck around and bite your kneecap, brother. I'm telling you right now, don't fuck with him. He's like a little mad dog. You like wrestling, that motherfucker is like the short man gang, or what was he called? I said, the one man. I said, you sure know a lot about wrestling for someone that didn't fuck with it. Brother, I mean, it'd be on. I didn't change the channel. I'll just say that. I just don't like fucking Hulk Hogan, if you know what I mean, right? And so what had happened was we're in the backyard and we're cooking. Have you ever ate fried green tomatoes? Where we're making roasted green tomatoes. This was fucking his fucking thing. He's like, brother, you ever had roasted green tomatoes? My mom, she'll slice them. She'll put a little salt. I said, whoa. Fucking shit. You shower and now your mom uses salt? God damn, you woods are stepping your game up around this cat, man. I got to come over here more often. It's starting to become a seasoned place to be. He's like, no, brother, you can't fucking eat fucking fried green tomatoes or roasted green tomatoes. I was like, whatever. So he puts these roasting them. They're smelling good, right? But he's burning the shit out of them. And Dwarf was like, I want the biggest one. I said, nah, bro, you can't even finish the biggest one. He's like, why are you always making fun of my height? I said, what do you want to do?
Roach is like, ding, ding, brother. What you gonna do, Gene Okerlund? When you got a fucking dwarf? Well, brother, you don't mind, right? You don't mind?
Well, they fucking call me Dwarfwood.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't mind if you mind anyways. I'll just fucking fart on you. And my Mexican partner, you know what? Get it on. You guys like wrestling. Let's see who's the better wrestler. So he said, here's the rules. You guys can't fight, but you can wrestle.
Man, have you ever been beat by a small... Can I say this? Have you ever been beat by a midget? Well, I have. This motherfucker attacked my leg and drugged me down, man. I was trying to... I couldn't sock him. I wanted to, right? But I couldn't. Man, I was trying to fucking choke this motherfucker out. This motherfucker had my leg, put it in the twist, got on my back, was peeling back. I said, what the fuck? I tapped the shit out.
He's like, no, that's a wrestling fan, brother. So don't come over here with none of them shenanigans and that bullshit.
So anyways, man, I remember after I told fucking Dwarf, damn, bro, I didn't know you had it like that. He's like, brother, I told you I wanted to be a wrestler. I used to wrestle back in high school. Motherfucker, you still look like you're in elementary school. Stop it. Anyways, so anytime Hulk Hogan was mentioned about Roach, he had a personal feeling about him. He felt Hulk Hogan was his demise. That because Hulk Hogan told him to say prayers and take vitamins, he's like, brother, I worship the devil. I was like, stop. You're getting crazy, right? Roach was just a nut, man. I will say, truly say this, man. 2 white men in my life have had major impact. One was Roach. Rest in peace to my brother right there, man. I don't care how crazy he was, how many times he set me up. He always made it good.
Hey, brother, you're not fucking with me no more.
I'd be like, nah, bro, I can't fuck with you no more, bro. You fucking set me up with the Southsiders.
Brother, how was I supposed to know that you didn't get along with the Serenos?
How? Because I was a Norteño, right?
Yeah, brother, but you know how I feel about those types of guys. So to me, it doesn't fucking matter. I figured, you know what I'm saying, that because you're with me, they'd give you a pass, brother. Hey, I'm sorry they fucking tried to stab you. I'm so fucking sorry. Come over, bro. I'll give you a 16th for the road.
So he was just a little different, but he always showed me respect. He respected my family when he did, right? And him and Pepe were like fucking bosom buddies. As far as Hulk Hogan, well, I've already told you guys about the impact on my life. I did my prayers. I ate my vitamins, the good ones, the regular ones, right? And I wore a gold chain. And that was about it. That's what I took from Hulk Hogan. I also took the receding hairline. So with that being said, thumbs up or thumbs down. If you want another Superwood, I got you. I thought this would be a good, I remember this story and I thought it'd be good since Hulk Hogan passed, man. Let me do like Lil Toro. Hulkster. That about this all fucking J-Catted out, huh? I'm gonna miss the Hulkster. Motherfucker, spell Hulkster. J-Cat. Active as J-Cat. Weird, man. Since when does a DO tell me I can't be active? Since the time you caught a sex case. Since the time you were hanging out with me at your house. Since the time you were touching 14-year-old girls. Since the time you were kicking it with Northern Riders. If you just don't stop it, Mr. Active Dude, right?
You know what Roach would say? Brother, you want to get active? Here's a ball. Actively break into that house and steal all their cans and bring them to me, and I'll give you another one. Bang, bang.
The gun.